So it's Wednesday the 20th of May today and summer's come back. We're at the Chatsworth end of the Rossall Coastal Defence Scheme. This is another one of those green marker veins and that is the sun. Wow. So this is the overflow channel that we showed you in one of the videos a couple of weeks ago, and that collects any overtopping water that comes over the sea wall and it delivers it to this drainage point, and then from there it's filtered and it overflows into the sea. So this is Fleetwood Golf Course, and you might remember that this is where the compound was for the site officers here when they were building the sea defences, when they got down to this end of the job. That's where council's digger, I think, that they use for their beach works. So today this might be a slightly longer video because we're going that way and we're going to walk to Rossall Tower. So the first thing to notice is that radar, because that radar is measuring the depth of the seabed and it's measuring how the sand moves about. So we'll go down here onto the side of the sea, I think, because it's just too nice not to. The sun's come out and I think all Fleetwood's come out as well. It's a good job it's a very, very wide walkway, because otherwise we'd all be walking on top of one another. So this is the very other end of the Coastal Defence Scheme that we looked at a week or two ago. And this is where the peninsula of Fleetwood is just starting to turn the corner. So much past here, the sea wall catches the shore at a slightly different angle. It's slightly more oblique to it, so it's not as abrasive and it's not as bad for erosion, which is why this job stops where it stops. So we're going to walk up to Rossall Tower. We'll just have a little look at this bit. Woo! I love it when the tide's in and you can hear it banging and splashing. It's like coming to the seaside, isn't it? Just look at that, isn't it pretty? In fact, as you stood here, you can see how it's starting to curve a bit, and you can't see Cleveland's at all. And those metal posts, if you missed it on the last video, those metal posts, they mark the end of the groins. There is another video of Rossall Coastal Defence Scheme that we took, I don't know, it must be about a fortnight ago. I'm losing track of time completely. So I'll pop a link to that one in the comment underneath this video, and then you can watch it. Just look at the size of that rock. Wowzer, that's the big one. When they were building this job, my dad kept saying, could do with them dropping some of that rock off in our back garden, they'd make a beautiful rockery. And I kept saying, Dad, if they dropped that rock off in our back garden, it'd fill it, because they are big pieces. The biggest ones are about 10 tonnes. And if you think when they were delivering them, you got 2 on a lorry. Just a small piece of rockery stone. Right, so we're getting to the end of the Rossall Scheme. There's another set of steps, so we'll walk down to the next steps, and then we'll come back up onto the path and you'll see how the end of this job is finished off. So these rocks are either limestone or pink granite. So you can see that one is a piece of pink granite and that one is a piece of limestone. And before working on the public engagement side of this job, I sort of thought limestone was what you use in a garden to build a rockery. but in actual fact it comes in all kinds of different sizes and hardnesses. Some rocks are a lot harder than others, and it's actually graded for its density so that it mixes properly with the granite, because you couldn't have a soft rock next to a hard rock because they'd wear unevenly. Listen to that sea. Isn't it nice? It's bringing everybody out, isn't it? Did you see a little bit of beach here? So this is the tie-in at the northernmost end. So there's a ramp down to the beach here, and a ramp at this end for vehicle access, so that the RNLI or whatever can get down. So I think there are 3 access ramps. 2 of them go in one direction and 1 goes in the other direction, and that's so that there's always a slipway that emergency services can get down with the prevailing weather. Because if it's, just a second, I've got a pebble in my shoe. If it's blowing the wrong way, they won't be able to get down the ramp onto the beach. Can you hear me starting to puff? I definitely don't feel as bad as I did. So this is the northernmost tie-in of this job. So up to here, this bit looks all like the other bit looks. So it all looks just the same as the rest. And then here it starts to look a bit different, because this is where it joins up to the old sea defences, and this is where, I mean, you can see here, look, there's literally a bend on the sea wall. Can you see it? See it better from here? There's a bend on the sea wall where it disappears out of view, and unless I'm sadly mistaken, I do believe that that's Rossall Point. So the wall, I'll go up here and then I can show you this wall. The wall carries on, if you can see, it carries on in a straight line. So the line of it is straight, but this slopes down to meet the original. So you've got sort of a dead end at that end, which is a mirror bookcase to the bookend, even to the sea wall at the other end, near Rossall School. And there's a scene from the sea swallow on this end of the wall as well. And that's made by, I can't quite remember how they said that they'd done it. I know they'd had a template, and I think they acid etched it. Can't remember. I'll have to find out. I'll have to find out and let you know. So you can see the sea swallows on the wall as you're picking the wall up. Here, look. And then when you get to this end, would you believe this is where the site of special scientific interest begins? So the image at this end says, where there's cobwebs in the sky, it's a warning from the deep, for down where sailors weep, the sea is rising high. Very prophetic. So this is the last bit of it, the last bit of the seawall. I'll just show you around this corner, just a second. So that's round, looking back to where we've just come from, and that's the golf course. So we're a little bit away from Rossall Tower, so you'll have to bear with me if you want all this in one journey, and we'll walk as fast as we can. So I do believe this is actually Rossall Point. It's a lot easier to see on the map than it perhaps is in real life. Rossall Point is the angle on the end of the landmass where the coastline bends. I'm just hesitating because I've just noticed something else to show you. So we'll go down here and I'll show you this beautiful, beautiful sea. Look at that, that's gorgeous. Really lovely. Can't call it any other. Anybody that lives locally enough to be able to come out and enjoy this is just so lucky. We really appreciate that we can, so we're sharing it with you, because we know that, I mean, even my parents have not been out of the door since March, so they've been enjoying watching these videos as well. Did you see that little flock of birds then that flew past? I think they might have been knots. Oh, here we go, another one. You see them? They're too quick for me to zoom in. No, they're not knots. Knots are the ones that swoop in a little flock like starlings when they're murmurating. Goodness me, it's warm. So this style here, that's why I was just hesitating a second. Just zoom in and show you. This style over the sea wall, that's actually the bottom of Morecambe Bay, would you believe? So that's where it marks it. And you can see that the coast changes shape dramatically here. So they've obviously tidied this beach access ramp up when they did the Rossall sea defences. So Morecambe Bay, it's a shame it's hazy. You can't quite see the view, can you? Let me just point it out. This might be a bit difficult because I'm looking at it in real life and it's very indistinct on the camera. I think the end of Morecambe Bay is about there. So that's Easham. No, it's not. I'm telling a lie. I think that's Lancaster University actually. And the power station, you might just be able to see it, I think is about there on the horizon, but it's indistinct because it's a little bit hazy. So this is the lovely beach at Rossall Point, and this is a really natural, wild place. I mean, it's quite busy at the minute because everybody's out enjoying the exercise. I'll just make sure nobody's going to kill me on a bike. Everybody's out enjoying their exercise, so there's quite a lot of people about, but under normal circumstances it's usually a lot quieter than that. So that's the footpath. In fact, I believe it's a bridleway that runs round the back of the sea wall where we've just come from, around the back of the, yes it is, it's a concessionary bridleway around the back of the sea wall from this town. Somebody out there jet skiing. You hear the birds twittering? Well, they sound lovely. Really nice. And this grass verge down here, It's absolutely full of wildlife. In fact, I think I've just swallowed some. A lot of that is, this is the natural wild grass that grows in dunes. I can't remember its name. Is it dune grass? Would make sense, wouldn't it? So there's a lot of sea holly and the other wild plants that you get growing in a place like this. And of course that's full of insects, and the insects attract the birds. And this beach is a popular overwintering spot for seabirds. I've not been around here for ages. And you can see how the view's changed again. Goodness me. It's really weird when you come round the coastline of Fleetwood, because everything just changes. It's almost as if it sort of shifts place. So Rossall Coastal Tower, you would normally come to this from the little car park next to the cafe near the Sea Cadets. So we've walked sort of the long way around today. But it's in between two access points. So whichever way you come to it, you've got to walk. If you want to visit it, you can go up to the top. I don't know whether it'll be open today because of the coronavirus situation, but normally it's open and you can go up to the top of it. So that, can you see that top deck? Oh, better not point. That very top deck that sticks out on the left, that's actually the top observation deck. So you can stand on there and you can see right down the coastline. It's an amazing view. I'm going to walk up to it and see whether it's open or not. And if it is, we'll do the view as another episode. There's also public toilets at Rossall Tower as well. So quite handy if you get caught short, because the next ones are at Fleetwood and the ones before are at the cafe at Cleveland. So it's quite a long, if you're walking the full distance, it's quite a long walk. Nearly there. It's a bumper edition today. I didn't intend it to be this long. I mean, you could always watch it in two parts if you want to. You'd have to watch it all at once. Ooh, oh. Birds sound lovely. Dog having a swim there with its parents. Goodness me, I don't think it's that warm.
Hey, that George.
I hope this is not wobbling all over the place, because I'm walking fairly quick. And I'm trying to watch the scenery while I'm doing it. So there you go, that's Rossall Tower. So Coast Watch lives in the top glass window at the top. I think the next one down is a sort of a classroom. This little block is actually the base of the old building. And like I said, the top deck is an observation platform. And that is the view. It's a shame it's not a bit clearer. Here we have folk jet skiing. Lovely. Right, so that's a super long episode today, folks. So I'll love you and leave you. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share with your friends, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.